Buddy Hackett, the versatile performer, has graced the entertainment industry for over half of the 20th century. His repertoire includes appearances in films, television shows, cable specials, and even a book of poetry. Despite being offered the chance to step into Curly's shoes in The Three Stooges, he chose to maintain his individuality as a solo act. One of his comedic trademarks lies in turning the spotlight on himself, using his short stature, rotund build, and Jewish heritage as a subject of humor. Born Leonard Hacker on August 31st, 1924, Buddy grew up in Brooklyn's Borough Park, a lower middle-class Jewish neighborhood. His father, Philip Hacker, was a furniture upholsterer, and his mother, Anna Geller Hacker, worked in the garment trades. Raised in a family of two children, Buddy attended public schools where he found his passion in the drama club and varsity football team, leaving academic pursuits behind. With the country at war, he joined the U.S. Army after high school and served at Fort Dix, New Jersey. Buddy's true education for show business came during his time at the Jewish resort hotels in the Catskill Mountains, famously known as the Borscht Belt. As a young teenager, he began working in hotel dining rooms, gradually moving up from waiter to entertainer. Inspired by the likes of Jerry Lewis and Danny Kaye, Buddy became a hotel social director, or tumbler. This role demanded not just stage performances, but entertaining guests poolside, at dinner, on the dance floor, or wherever an opportunity to amuse arose. Once deeply immersed in the cultural milieu, Buddy Hackett had an instinctual understanding of his audience's interests and tolerance levels, especially when it came to risque material. The audiences in the Catskill resort hotels, predominantly Jewish, were more receptive to such humor than mainstream crowds. Buddy cleverly employed a convention of Jewish American comedy, using Yiddish to deliver punchlines and otherwise acceptable English jokes. With doubts about his ability to thrive in mainstream conditions, Buddy continued to perform at Catskill resorts well into his mid-20s. In 1948, a hopeful talent agent named Frank Fask approached Buddy with a mutual career advancement plan. Fask proposed becoming Buddy's manager and hiring comedy writers to craft a mainstream nightclub act. Buddy agreed, and Fask arranged engagements in the New York City area. Unfortunately, the results were disastrous, leading to a parting of ways. Determined to revive his faltering career, Buddy headed to Los Angeles for a fresh start. Facing desperation, Buddy decided to shed his inhibitions and embrace a fearless approach to stand-up comedy. He emerged on the West Coast, delivering uproarious performances, unafraid to tackle any topic for a laugh. Audiences loved the contrasting spectacle of his short stature and childlike, high-pitched voice, combined with the crude, sometimes explicit content of his monologues. By the mid-1950s, he was selling out prestigious venues nationwide, commanding a hefty paycheck of over $3,000 per week. During an appearance on The Tonight Show in 1959, Buddy shared his theory that people found him funny because he resembled a cartoon character rather than an ordinary person. Once renowned for his toilet humor and candidly explicit storytelling, Buddy Hackett was not afraid to push boundaries. One of his most popular stand-up routines was an extended first-person monologue portraying a Chinese waiter, drawing laughs through dialect humor. This routine, recorded on the 1957 comedy album How You Do, even secured a place on the Billboard Top 100 Comedy Album chart. As a nightclub performer, Buddy achieved immense success and could fill venues in Las Vegas and other showbiz hotspots throughout his career. However, he sought to venture into more lucrative performance media, facing a series of false starts along the way. Playwright Sidney Kingsley, who witnessed Buddy's performance at the Concord Hotel in the Catskills, personally invited him to join a new Broadway farce called Lunatics and Lovers. Remarkably, Buddy was offered the role of Dan Cupid without an audition. The show opened at the Broadhurst Theater on October 13, 1954, with Buddy receiving praise from the New York Times for his exuberant performance. Despite the flurry of offers that came his way after the Broadway success, Buddy declined many of them, citing a persistent fear of forgetting the lines that made theater a tormenting experience for him. He participated in only two more Broadway plays throughout his career. Viva Madison Avenue, 1960, met a one-night closure, and his only starring role as a Coney Island fortune teller in I Had a Ball, 1964, initially garnered high expectations due to Buddy's stand-up reputation, resulting in over $1 million in advance sales. However, audience disappointment soon became evident after several performances. To rescue the production from an early closing, Buddy would come on stage after the final act each night to deliver what the audience had paid to see, a stand-up comedy set. This unexpected twist enabled the show to continue running through June. Buddy Hackett's television career followed a familiar pattern. Early on, he received fortunate opportunities, joining Jackie Gleason's top-rated variety show on CBS as a second banana in 1952. Then, in 1956, he landed the lead role in the NBC sitcom Stanley, set in a hotel newsstand. However, Hackett's impromptu nature caused trouble as he veered off the script, delivering spontaneous one-liners without concern for co-star Carol Burnett or the show's production schedule. Unfortunately, the series got canceled before the season concluded. Throughout his career, Hackett made numerous television appearances, guest starring on sitcoms and dramas, and becoming a fan favorite on game shows like What's My Line and Password. Mark Goodson, the producer of Password, even praised him as the best celebrity contestant the game had seen. Despite this, Hackett struggled to find a television format that truly embraced his talents until cable television emerged, offering looser content standards. It was during this era that he found success with several stand-up comedy specials on home box office, HBO, notably the celebrated Buddy Hackett Live and Uncensored in 1983. Similarly, Buddy's journey in the film industry had its ups and downs. He received critical acclaim for his portrayal of a crude Southern rustic in the 1958 movie God's Little Acre, based on Erskine Caldwell's novel. Another standout performance came in The Music Man, 1962, where he played Marcellus Washburn, a Brooklyn con man turned straight in Iowa. However, following a cameo in Stanley Kramer's It's a Mad, 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 Mad World in 1963, Hackett's movie career seemed to lose momentum. Throughout his career, Buddy Hackett graced the silver screen in about a dozen features, a mix of genres that included Muscle Beach Party 1964 and Hey Babe 1980. Interestingly, despite being known for his dirty word comedy, Hackett found surprising success in children's films such as The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm 1962 and The Love Bug 1968. His distinct and memorable voice made him a natural fit for animated movies, and he lent his voice to projects like Jack Frost, made for television 1979, and Disney's The Little Mermaid and its sequel 1989-2000. During the mid-1980s, the comedian faced a challenging phase, describing it as a prolonged struggle with stage fright. Consequently, he reduced his work schedule during this period. However, in the late 1990s, there was a notable resurgence in his career as he made appearances on various television series. He landed a regular role on Action 1999, a Fox sitcom set in the world of a Hollywood film studio's front office. Additionally, Hackett became a frequent guest on The Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn, 2001-2002, making regular Tuesday appearances. Hackett married Sherry Cohen, a Brooklyn dance teacher whom he had met in the Catskills on the 12th of June, 1955. The couple had 3 children and lived in Malibu, California. A crack shot, Hackett enjoyed shooting on a pistol range as well as golfing and skiing. He was involved in a variety of charitable activities, including fundraising for the National Tay-Sachs and Related Diseases Foundation and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. During the last years of his life, Hackett and his wife developed a strong interest in animal welfare and funded a facility in Los Angeles for the humane treatment of stray cats. Sadly, on June 30th, 2003, Hackett died at home of complications from diabetes. He was 78 years old. Goodbye and rest in peace, legendary actor and comedian Buddy Hackett. Buddy Hackett.